I'm going a little off the beaten path for the most awesome thing of this week, but it happens to be this. You see, this week marks the final issue of Warren Ellis's comic series Black Summer, by far one of my favorite comic book series of this year.
Now, I'll admit to being an unashamed Warren Ellis fanboy, but it's hard to argue against the man who wrote such classics as Planetary, Global Frequency, Next Wave, and one of my favorites, Transmetropolitan, which is a comic series about a sociopathic, drug-fueled gonzo freelance journalist who hates everyone and everything, and he's armed with a laptop computer and a long-range bowel disruptor. Warren Ellis is a prophet of anger, and the stories told in his comics are twisted reflections of our own perverted world shown through a glass darkly. And the punchline is that as sick and perverted as most of his characters are, our own truth is far more twisted than fiction. Spoilers would be unforgivable, so I'll just give you the setup. The book starts with America's greatest and most powerful superhero, John Horace, entering the White House press room covered head to toe in blood. It's there, in front of a horrified American public, that he announces that he's executed the President of the United States and most of his aides for war crimes. He goes on to announce that he has no interest in governing, he just wants to oversee a fresh, free election. But already things have hopelessly spiraled out of control. The military is mobilized, and soon John Horace and all the members of his former team are deemed enemies of the state. They had nothing to do with the assassination, but now they're only left with two options. Either turn themselves in and face the outrage of an entire nation, or fight alongside John Horace.
Black Summer drew instant controversy before it even came out. When Warren Ellis came down to do a book signing to commemorate the release of issue number 1, protesters came from all around to protest its controversial subject matter. They called it un-American, they called it anti-Bush administration, and they even called for the store to be shut down for distributing pornography to minors.
I don't know how anyone is justified in protesting any kind of book until they've actually read it, and had they read it, they'd realize the book isn't about taking shallow potshots at President Bush. It's about analyzing the medium of comic books. It's asking a question. Say you're the most powerful hero on Earth, a vigilante, by definition a man who fights crime by operating outside the rule of law. What does Superman do if he sees a mass murderer sitting behind the desk at the Oval Office? What if he thinks the whole system is too corrupt to bring such a man to justice?
It's heavy stuff, but that's why I love Warren Ellis. He can make the comic book medium about more than just dudes in tights hitting each other. He can ask some really hard philosophical questions, and he can make you laugh while doing it. So that's the most awesome thing of this week, Black Summer. If you can stop by your local comic book store, check it out. It's well worth the read. Have a good week.